Hi, I'm Trin Johnson, and welcome to Dust in My Eye. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when there's a new video, hit that cute little bell. This beautiful scene of Lake Huron is what I'll be sketching today in markers. And I did it real time for the whole video, so it's a little long. But that way you can see how I made my color selections and marker choices for this painting. This is the paper I'm using for my marker sketch today. It is made by Crescent. It's called Rendr, and it's a no-show through paper. The marker does not bleed through, and I really like that quality. It's nice and bright, you can see, and yet it doesn't bleed through at all to the other side. So I like the way it works. I have a couple other sizes, and this is what we're using today. So this is my marker color chart, which I would be lost without. It corresponds to my box over here. And because in markers, unlike, well, more so than palettes of paint and or pastels, it's really hard to tell by the color on the marker what color it actually is. This is very, very necessary. I don't see how you could really do this without it. So however many markers you have, you need a swatch sheet readily available. I'm going to stick mine up here. I don't think you'll be able to see it, but I will. And I can only fit so much in the shot. So let me just check and make sure you can see. This has been a little bit of a trick because I'm filming at our cottage in Ontario on Lake Huron, and so that's been a little trick to set up in the sand and get everything even and figure out how to make it all work, and we're gonna try. So here we go. I'll pop the picture, a photograph of what I'm painting up in the corner so you can see what I'm doing. And in the meantime, I'm going to get started. I like to sketch with a light gray. This one's warm gray 30. I'm going to try that and see if that works well for me. Okay. So my drawing may not quite match what you're seeing because I'm going to dig out my artistic license and not include some of the things that I don't think are necessary to the painting, like the loose brush in the front and that are in the fire pit ready to burn from some trees we had go down. I'm going to try and do this. It's going to be a pretty simple piece, so hopefully it won't take terribly long and the video won't be too long. I'm going to put some trees over here and just move them over a little bit so that I can get them in the shot. I might move the opening over so I can get these trees in, because I think that's really what I want to concentrate on. And I might put some loose twigs from the trees over here. Anyway, okay. Now, markers work a lot like watercolor, in that you want to start with the lightest, because you can't really make them lighter unless you go over it with Prismacolors or colored pencils or pastels or something at the end, maybe some white, maybe some gouache. You can't really lighten the colored, or excuse me, the marker itself. So I am going to choose wisely, I hope, and start with a nice blue for the sky. Let's see where we're at here. So it's a nice pale blue, so I'm going to put that at the horizon line. It's always paler at the horizon line. Now, I'm kind of doing horizontal strokes. I don't always, but this sky is pretty solid. There's not a lot of difference going on in it. It's not like storm clouds or anything, so I am going to start very linear. Let's see. This one's an oldie but a goodie. That one was pastel blue, and it was a blick. This is non-photo blue, an old Prismacolor marker. You can tell by the lovely end, but anyway, it's the next blue up I have in intensity. And it's not quite the same blue. It's definitely got less red in it, less pink. It's more of a towards the green end, aqua-y, but not aqua. It's pretty straight on blue. Whereas this one is more of a little light periwinkle. But that's okay, because these kind of mix with your eye. And then I'm going to go up another intensity, and I think that would be about sky blue. That is a Firefly alcohol marker. I have quite the assortment of various and sundry markers. And now I'm going to get back to the non-photo blue and see if I can do a little blending. And I find one that's kind of in the middle. I think this, I have a Azure Blue 6. I'm going to see if I can use that to kind of tame the two. And this also has the advantage of being a little purpley, so it kind of, I hope, will bring the lightest blue I have into the picture a little more, which I am going to go back to and see if I can blend a little bit. Now, what else do I have that I could throw like that? That one's more intense. about an all over? This is a Copic sketch. Pale porcelain blue. It just got a little green to it. It's a very pale blue. That helped a little bit. All right, we're gonna let that go. This is not an exact science. And now I want to move into the water. Now I want to use similar colors in the water because otherwise it looks kind of funky if there's none of the sky reflected in the water. So looking at my water, I know that the darkest is the furthest away. And it is also the most purpley, which is what is at the horizon already. So I'm going to go back to blue 6 here, my azure, and I'm just going to try and get me a horizon line. Now, you got to think about it with markers. It's really a sketch. You really, see, I just went way too high there, but that's gonna get covered by trees. You really got to think of it as a quick impression of what you're looking at, because you just can't get real hung up on it. I think I'm gonna go BB17, which I think is this one. I just want a little bit at the top. The other trick with this is to keep it in frame. I'm kind of, if it's not straight, it's because I can't really get a good angle on it when I'm painting here, because I'm trying to keep it in the shot. So there's going to be some wobbliness, and that's okay. Let's go into a blue. Real 6 I did, so maybe let's start to go a little turquoise. Maybe let's go TB2. This is a Spectrum Noir. I'm letting it skip a little bit because I want to get some idea of the light reflecting on the water. Maybe back to my B1? No, I think that's too pale. How about B2 up here? This is a Blick again. Let's try BG1. This is a dual tip marker. It's very gray, blue. Would like to get just a little more of a greenish tint to that water. I'm going to try Ocean Mist, which is a Copic color. Excuse me. What I figured out now is I'd like to blend these two a little bit more. So what do I have? It's in between. Now let's try, that's not the right one. I have a V2 periwinkle. That's a blick marker. I'm going to try that right there. Kind of calm that transition there. Which worked good, except I want that to appear bluer. So back to the blue, maybe sky blue, which I think I used Firefly. Did I use this already? In the sky. Okay, let's get on with it. Now I'm going to work on sand color. So let's see what we have. Warm gray 20. An old Prismacolor. Let's see what this does. Now, let's get a little pinky, peachier. Copic marker. Always starting with the lighter color first that would be the undertones of the area. And I want something a little pinky on there. Maybe blush, which is a blick color. Let's try that. Sand always seems to have a little bit of a pink undertone to me. And then I'm going to go over it with appropriately named sand. Once I figure out where it is in here. Soft brown sand. This is a perfect example. That color is nothing like what the color is. And this is a blick marker. Oh shoot, oh, couldn't help myself. I moved it. There we go. It's still open. Okay, now let's work on some grasses and some trees. Let's get a very light where the tree will be mark in. So I think I'll go to W4, which is an old marker. But I would love to have a real tip on Lorem Gray, but it's just this old thing. So I'm going to try and just use that to get me a shape. We'll worry about that one over there later. And again, I want to start with the lightest color. So I'm looking for bamboo, I believe. Nope, B2, not bamboo. Bamboo's darker. B2. Oh, see? This is too light. It's not even showing up. Do a little underpainting with it. Go a little darker. And on the olivey side, how about yellow green? That looks good. This is Spectrum Noir, and it's yellow green. And that's a little better. These are little poplar trees. Another one there. Let's try some, no, that's too olive, not pear green. How about willow? I like willow. It all depends on how quick you go to the color that you think is the ideal, most prominent color. Depends on how many layers you want to do. Because like I said, once you go dark, you can't go light, which could be a little of a problem. Where I did the dark horizon, it might stick out more than I'd like it to, but it's just a sketch. That's what these are. There's a cute little branch in there that I might put in later, but right now I'm not going to worry about it. Up from willow to, let's try some bamboo now. See if that shows up. This is also Spectrum Noir. Spectrum Noir. Yeah, see that's. I get a little further, the next step is going to be look for the shadow side and try to get that a little contrast in there. Probably come back to that color for the grasses. Right now I want a nice dark, how about sage? Sage is a blick marker. And now I'm going to try to stick to certain parts of the tree. Like this side seems to have a lot of shadow coming. Right now the sun is pretty much dead overhead. So there's no like distinct shadow side, light side on these trees. It's just which way the leaves are facing, kind of. And there's this cute little bird talking to us. Another thing I would like to be able to get in this is the idea of the wind. So it's kind of blowing everything. So in my final I'd like to give that impression that it's a little bending that way. And that makes that pop nice. Okay. Now I might go just one more step darker in just a couple places. And my darkest green is this, in this color family, is Pine Tree Green, and it's Copic Parker. It's always nice to get a little more variety. Okay, oh, let's do a little bit over here. Now, I am going to go to my skinny markers. That's a brush marker. But a medium. You're black. Okay, I have to go to the brush marker. That's the only brown one I have in here. Oh, there, this other end. There we go. Okay. I'm just going to get some direction. I don't want to draw in real exact, so I'm trying to hold the pen very loosely. These have little knobs on them. I hope that didn't just shot. Okay. Trying to loosen up this tree a little bit. Okay. Let's get some grass in. PB1, let's try that and see. That is Spectrum Noir. Get some willow again.
little darker. Maybe 55. Emerald green. Firefly. Let's see what that does. Do it over here just to be on the safe side. Not necessarily the most ideal color for the job, but it does show up and it does get more interest. Still darker. Let's try the pine tree green again, the Copic. This is a nice brush marker in it. That gives me a different mark too, which is kind of nice. Now there's also some dead ones in here, so I'm gonna go back to my lionette, I think. Actually, I think maybe not that one, maybe GB8, which I think is a Spectrum Noir again. Let's see. Get some interest in the sand parts. These are often the dead ones are kind of coming off the bottom where it's trampled and let's get a little bit darker on that. I'm going to go for yellow ochre, a Spectrum Noir basic. Different times of the year, they're different up here. In the fall and the spring, there's a lot of this beach grass is mostly this color. And there's always the darkest dark in there, and I think I'm going to try Ebony, which is a Spectrum Noir. No, it is not. It's a Studio Series Artist Market. And I'm gonna What I would like to do, though, is still get a little bit darker and get a little darker on the tree. So I'm going for coffee, which is a blick marker. Let's just... like a warm gray color. I'm gonna try W5, warm gray 5, old. Shadow in that. Yeah. Now that helped a lot. That gave it some sense of depth. Good sand shadow color. Anyway, all right, one more little bit, and then we're gonna call it done. If I can find a really nice dark green, I think DG4 is winning. Let's see what she does. Did I already do this one? No. I don't know if it's doing what I want. I don't mind it, but it's not really what I'm looking for. But I'm going to do a little bit of it here and there just to spread it around. I really want a really dark green. I just don't know that I have one. EB3, let's try that. This is a Spectrum Noir. It's dark, but it's very blue. I'm just trying to get just a little more contrast in these. That's what I'm after, but I'm not sure that was real effective, but it's what I have. So that's how markers work. You got what you got. Maybe some really dark gray will do what I want. How about a brown gray, though? Going brown gray number 9. Spectrum Noir. All right. I think that works. I'll look at it again in a little bit and see if I still think so. A little bit. This is a skinny black marker. Maybe this is what I needed. It is a Pigma Sakura Pigma medium bold, medium. I don't know what the MB is. It's the medium size. So pulled it out to sign my name and thought, oh, maybe this is the ticket, because I need something that will preempt the, not preempt, go in front of. There. Like that. Just coming out of nowhere. So let's give it a little bit. Okay. All right. I'll be done this time, I promise. Sign it. And I don't know if I dated the other one. Might have. That might be a brush marker, but I'm not sure. They're all like that. The fine one, yeah, see, the fine one isn't like that. So it's, oh, what day is it? I think it's the 3rd. And there you go. So I hope you enjoyed painting outside with me or sketching outside with me. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Here's a shot of my setup and some close-ups of the marker sketch. Thought you might like to see it in a little more detail. And here's a shot of my marker box so you can see how I have it laid out. And also my swatch sheet, which I don't know how I would paint without it. I have many videos in a lot of different medias. I have watercolor and pastel and alcohol inks and gouache. And I do have another video in marker sketching, which there's a link to right on this page. So if you'd like to check that out, that'd be great. And please do like and subscribe, because that helps grow my channel. Thanks so much. Bye.